1, 2. Yeah, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
As jy seker ek moet my mic praat of nie? Dan probeer sonder die mic. Ek gaan probeer sonder die mic. Wel, ek kan jou hierso hoor. Ja. Ek kan jou duidelik hier hoor. Ek kan myself daar hoor. Net om kry ek 'n echo. Nee, ek kan onthou wat ek daar geskryf het. Ek kon onthou wat ek geskryf het. Ja, shit, dit lyk dit al ek wat ek daar geskryf het, dan praat ek oor die microfoon. Ja, nee, geen op my hier kan ons wag vir Johan van die Toe gaan ek by Willem verby Willem af en dan staan die video's nie. As Eddy so nie klaar en die kom op by Sharon baie is. Oh, die saam agter die wiel so gespeel.
It is sound. There we go.
Dis op die limiter.
Awesome guys. Hello, hello, awesome guys. Welcome, welcome. Ja, vir my. Hy is maar so 'n bietjie. Okay, cool. Ja, the silence sets in. Awesome guys, thanks for coming and hoping some of you are going to have a few questions for the guys online that will give them some info as well. Well, firstly, welcome to the first ever Chrono info session. I've never done this before. I don't know how to do it properly, but please shout or interrupt me anytime if you want to. We're still waiting for one or two guys to come. I just want to see where Eddy ran to, because I want to actually ask him to come up and say thanks before we do this whole thing, but he's run away. Let me just see if we can...
He's just having a smoke.
Most probably, yeah. Hello? If you guys just give me a few seconds, there's one or two more people coming. Don't want to be like repeating and see. Thanks. Eddy!
Yes.
We are waiting for you! That's why I said I want to get you here first, so I'm going to put Eddy on the spot here because I want to say thanks for Eddy for the opportunity, because he came up with this idea, not me. I actually came to Eddy and said, Eddy, are you going to come join us at the event? And he said, yeah, let's have an info evening first. I'm like, never done this before, but yeah, thanks. Eddy2Race will also be a brand partner to Crono Rally. He will offer his service at the rally. That's why it's important for me to have him here as well. This is our first event. Some guys will know me from Amageza days, some guys won't know me, whatever. Some guys will ask, but what's your experience in rally? I've got very little experience in rally, but I was part of the very first to the last Amageza rallies, where we set up the routes. I helped Alexander set up the routes. A lot of guys did the Amageza as training eventually for the Dakar. Joey Evans went there, Potgieter went there, Donovan van der Langeberg went there. A lot of guys that did the rally did it not only just for preparation, but also to have fun and to have a rally in South Africa. I myself couldn't go to the Dakar, or can't go to the Dakar due to injuries. So I decided if I can't go to the Dakar as a racer, I will go there as an organizer eventually, because that's the final goal. I can't do this by myself, so I forced a friend of mine, Sean, he's the other Sean, to come and join me. But Sean will take care of the adventure GPS side and guide the guys on that side. For my side, I've pretty much set up the routes. I've brought in Willem Avenant Racing and Electronic Roadbook Services to do the road books for us. I've set up the road books myself, driven them 4 times. I've given it to Willem to ride with 3 of his guys. They've said they've done the road books themselves. They know that the terrain, the distances are fast if you do it your first time. If you're used to it, it will be easy for the expert oaks. But the idea of the Chrono Rally is just to get the normal guys into rally for now. So what is Chrono Rally? Well, I need to click where's my clicker? There's my clicker. Right. Let's see if you guys want to work with me.
Let's see. I have myself.
Bang! Nah, it doesn't want to work. There. Right. There we go. Right. Can I continue or are we still waiting for a few guys?
3 guys.
3 guys.
It's your choice.
Anyone for a drink? There's a beer or 2. The online guys, there's a beer or 2. Just have a virtual drink. Okay, Chrono Rally, well, we're bringing you a... Sorry, there's a small interruption at the moment. Anyone want to say something so far? Oh, something so far.
The beer's nice and cold, thank you.
That's a pleasure. The beers are nice and cold. Okay, let me put it this way. Chrono Rally, we're introducing to you a 4-day rally with 2 classes, your roadbook and your GPS. The roadbook class is your paper roadbook and your electronic roadbook. We cater for both scenarios. The guys who write in for electronic roadbooks, they will just have to specify, because then I don't have to print an extra paper roadbook for them. Yes, sir.
For us actually have no clue, what's the difference?
What do you mean by what?
We've seen the paper one on TV
Yes.
and all of that. What does the electronic one do?
The electronic one is a tablet which is mounted exactly the same spot where your normal roadbook tower would be.
Yeah.
Most bikes, they are a little bit more exposed. If you've got a full-on rally tower, they will fit into the rally tower. The best person to ask about electronic roadbooks will be Willem Avenant, because he's the one that develops them as far as I'm aware. They also build them. They've got a nice casing around. They also work in the same method as the your paper scroller. So you've got your button on your bike which goes up and down. As far as I understand, your cap heading and your ICO is built into the electronic roadbook, whether you've got it landscape or portrait, but the best person to ask on that would be Willem. We can ask him to give us some more info on that as well at a later stage.
You can also ask me afterwards. I've got one of Willem's books and I just wrote the Karoo, wrote the cap with it. It works. We can talk afterwards.
Which is interesting. Thanks. Good.
Then obviously the bikes are open to, after the event's open to bikes and side-by-sides. There are 5 side-by-sides that's entered so far. The side-by-sides will pull about a half an hour behind the rally oak, so don't stress. They are fast. They will catch you. On the routes that we've designed, there are areas that... How's it, gentlemen?
Right, don't do not get us home yet.
Sorry, gentlemen. We've just started. On most of the routes, that when you start from the special, there is ample space for a side-by-side to come past you. But in the briefings, we'll also make it clear that we've got to cater for each other. The bikes has to cater for the guys on the side-by-sides. I'm hoping that the more advanced oaks will stay ahead of the side-by-sides and take it as a challenge. The oaks that don't have the experience or do the adventure ride, the GPS class, they'll start after the side-by-side. So there'll be quite a lot of tracks available. It is a hell lot more difficult to do those Jeep tracks and the turns and stuff on a GPS. But the idea is to have the GPS out start way after, do the same route. You'll have the tracks, you'll see guys going wrong, but we've designed it in such a way that there are points that you will have to go through that your GPS will tell you you're on the right spot. So yes, if you do get lost, you will have a GPS coordinate which you punch in and it takes you to the closest place back en route to the next crossroad. That's the idea. Lucas? The bucket list oaks, that's now a separate division where we've designed the whole rally in such a way that we've got a central bivouac and Springbok. So one day we go a south route, one day we go a north route, one day we go a east route. The whole idea of having a central bivouac is to have a sort of a triangle crossroad point. So you are leaving the special, you're going into a direction to get to Crossroad 1. Crossroads 1 is anywhere between 160 to 223 kilometers away. That's a fueling point, no cruise. That's where you will get to fuel your bike and carry on with your special. That section, your first section, will be your warm-up, as we call it. So from your start of your special would be warm-up up to Crossroads 1, you'll fuel up, your special then starts and gets into the technical Twee-spoor paadjies, more intense section, all the way to Crossroads 2. Crossroads 2 is where your crew will wait you. If you had mechanical issues, moves dropped you, or you've in the side-by-sides there's issues, your crew is allowed to assist you for 25 minutes before you've got to get the liaison back to the camp. We've also decided to change the route a little bit, that your special ends at Crossroads 2. From Crossroads 2 to the end of the or back to the bivouac would be a liaison, a little bit longer, but it's your cool down once again. So your crew is basically waiting for you at Crossroads 2 at the end of the special, making sure that you get the liaison back to town. If you don't make that, if you don't do that section, you will not get any additional penalties. But it is the cool down to be able to get through the entire route. From Crossroads 1 to Crossroads 2, there is a cut-off time. If you don't make the cut-off time, there's a short 160k maximum route that you will get back to the bivouac. So the idea is to have one prologue on the one day, on the Friday when there's scrutineering, 3 days of special stages, getting in from 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning start, be back at 7 in the evening, sun up, sun down. We don't want to go and chase anyone in the middle of the night like I've done many times before. It's not fun. And at that time of the year, we don't want to be stuck in Nagaland in the nice cold weather on your bike in the loneliness. Yeah. If you guys want to do that, you're welcome, but I'm not going to put my crew through it. So I think we've worked it out pretty much in such a way that our cut-off times are designed in such a way that no one will be left in the dark. If you get lost, we will be tracking you, and we will have 2 ships in the air to make sure that if you are lost, they will let you know, hey, get back to route, get back to a certain area where you will then carry on with the route. Any questions so far on the info you've received? Yes, sir.
Met Afrikaans praat.
Ja, dat is het.
So die refueling point.
Yes.
Jou crew hoef nie daar te wees nie, dat jy
Op Crossroads 1 is the place where the bucket list stays. There will be a fuel station where you stop, you fill your bike, 15 minutes, eat something, and then you leave. So it's a mandatory 15-minute stop in Crossroads 1. The bucket list oaks that some of the guys in 4x4s and adventure bikes will stay over at Crossroads 1, where they camp for the evening, wait for you guys to arrive at Crossroads 1, fuel your bike, chat to you, whatever the situation is. The minute that you go into Crossroads 1's gate, you've got a 15-minute dead time. It's a neutralization period before you can leave again. That's just to make sure that when you fuel, it's done on an enviromat and you fuel properly, because from Crossroads 1 to Crossroads 2, the longest section is 233 k's. If you don't top up 100% with the smaller bar or with the smaller tanks, you're not going to make it, because there's a lot of thick sand and Jeep track that you've got to have to go through and manage your fuel to be able to get to Crossroads 2. So yes, when you get there, Crossroads 1, no crew, you alone, fuel, but there will be people to assist, either crew or some of the bucket list owners who want to give you hands. They're welcome to give you hands.
Sorry, nog 'n vraag.
Yes.
Daai 15 minute, hoe bepaal julle dit? Moet jy dit self hou of is
Now, when you enter your time card, you have to give to the marshal. He'll dot your time. You've got then 15 minutes. If you leave early, the tracker will penalize you. If you leave late, you penalize yourself. But once you come in, we'll round it off to the 15 minutes and then you can shoot off again. Once again, if I'm not mistaken, with the electronic road, with Willem, he's worked in a 15-minute neutralization period there, so on the trackers we'll be able to see come in, come out. If I'm wrong, Willem can kick me later, but we'll work something in like that, yes. Yes, Leon.
So if your crew doesn't need to take your fuel to Crossroads 1,
They don't have to.
Okay. But do they need to take it anywhere else?
Crossroads 2.
Okay.
The idea of Crossroads 2 is we have allocated in all three Crossroad 2 stations a fenced off yard with facilities, the Boerevereniging yards, where we basically will have all the crews come a couple of hours ahead, set up gazebos, set up environment, anything you want to set up, have a couple of gazebo flags up and everything to involve the town as well. Crossroads 2, the maximum distance is 160 k's, the other two is 110 k's away from the bivouac. The crew will go there, get to you. At Crossroads 2, it's, we've seen it happen before in overseas rally. When you guys get there and you get fueled, you have to, or my medic will have to check you before you carry on with the last bit. The last day, the liaison back is a little bit longer, it's nearly 200 k's. So I don't want to put you into a liaison if you're already tired and dehydrated because you just came off a special. Then I'll rather get your crew to pick you up and take you back. But for you to get your final finisher medal, you need to be able to do the liaisons all the way back. If you, in an instance where you had a mechanical between Crossroads 1 and Crossroads 2, and you had to take the shortcut because of time back to Crossroads 2, your crew will still meet you at Crossroads 2. You can still then carry on with the liaison. You'll just get a time penalty for the maximum time for the period and the waypoints missed. In the case where you're a Malamoto rider, the organization will have fuel for you at Crossroads 2 if you've got extra, your jerry cans or your tools or anything that you want there, the organization we will then have for you at Crossroads 2. Crossroads 1 will be a fuel stop. There will be a couple of 200-litre drums with a guy standing there filling your bike. You pay for the fuel there, you carry on. The whole idea of Crossroads 1 is just to warm you up, get your bike ready, fueled for the special, the technical section of the special, and then back to liaison, or from Crossroads 2 back to the liaison. So, or bivouac. So it is just to cool you down type of thing. Distances, 500, 600 k's for the day. Not everyone is fit and ready for the rally. That's why we don't want to make it an 800 kilometer day this year. Next year, yes, we will. To get this thing going this year, we're not going to break everyone on that moment. The biggest thing that everyone's asked is that we keep our liaison short. Day 1's liaison is 7 kilometers. Day 2 and 3's liaison is 25 k's, if I'm not mistaken, 23, 25 k's. So it's not a long liaison, 7 o'clock in the morning to start up. We're trying to keep it as short as possible. I've spoken about the 2 Crossroads. The bucket list guys, those are the 4x4 oaks who want to come and camp and see the rally. They'll wait for you there and they'll most probably get involved and help you in any case. Crossroads 2, as I said, is the designated service point and the liaison back towards the bivouac again. Classes, we've broken up into 3 classes on for each category. So you've got your GP class, that's what the new rally raid is called. It's a GP class. It's your 450 bikes, being your 450 RR bikes or your serious bikes, roadbook and GPS version. Open 1, your 450 till 800 cc's. The only reason why we did this is we don't want a guy on a 525 or a 501 to go and try and dice it up on a 450 rally bike. You're competing against a guy with a tool that's designed for rally. You might come there with a 701. Why are you chasing a guy with a 450? You're going to hurt yourself. So we want you to, for the first Chrono Rally, compete in your own category. So there's 1 or 2 inquiries we had for 990s. I created a class for that. You can come do the whole rally, whether you do it on a roadbook or whether you do it on the GPS with your 990, because the routes have been set up to be able to do it. So you'll compete under the 990 or 800 class. I don't want the guy with a huge bike trying to I imagine that. Some guys will do it, but yeah, it won't be advised. So and then obviously the side-by-sides will only be on roadbook. Moto, what we've decided is that we're breaking the Moto section up into one side of the motel. So we've hired out the whole Kokerboom motel. One section of the motel will be Moto. Normally Moto is you tent, trommel, bike on your own, do your thing. Chrono Rally will give you a motel bed for this event. You'll still be on your own, but you'll sleep in a bed for the first year. Next year, tent, sorry, your problem. If you want to go in Moto, tent, trommel and bike, that is it. This year, trommel, bike, bed for now. The roadbook, the assisted guys will be on the separate side of the Kokerboom motel because they split nicely in two guys in a motel room with aircon, all crew camps. Whether it's the wife, the father, the mother, all crew camps. If you swap your bed with your crew member, that's your problem. I provide, with your entry fee, a bed, an aircon, and a closed bivouac that is controlled one way in, one way out. We've got security guards over. I've seen it last year at a rally that some of the guys' gear got pinched. I made sure that there's 4 security guards on patrol to make sure no one's stuff is away while you are away or your crew is away. We've also got a bivouac master who stays in the bivouac. I don't know if some of the guys will remember Pierre Willis from the Geza, big bearded oak. No one's going to take anything from Pierre. Yeah, so once again, everyone will only compete in his own class. So you also, the GPS oaks, roadbook, obviously you will be tracked from the minute that you leave the bivouac. When you get to the start, you hand in your start card. The same with the GPS oaks. Timing official will write down your timer. There will be a countdown clock which you then pull away on your selected time. When you get to Crossroads 1, you hand in your card, they give you your time. You are being tracked all the way through electronic roadbook services. The GPS guys, we only track you on your timing cards. So you'll still do the same route. There's just one day that is a shortest distance because there's a Jeep track section that I don't want to put the GPS guys through. It's too technical to get in there on a GPS, but the roadbook oaks will go through there. You'll catch up, the roadbook guys will catch them up again. But at the end, once again, you hand in your card, you will get your time and you will be scored according to that time. So if you take longer on your start or on your end or at your crossroads, the times that are being put onto your cards, those are the times that you will be rated on and scored on in your classes. The roadbook oaks, obviously you'll be electronically scored, and by the time you get to Crossroads 2, your penalties will already be applied, and by the time you get to the bivouac, you will know where you stand. Then fuel stage distances, as I said, 598 kilometers day one, your fuel range 237 kilometers. There's a section that you will have to manage because it's not going to be easy to do that 237 kilometers in between Crossroads 1 and Crossroads 2. It is a technical section. It's easy to go flat out through everything, but that's not the idea of the rally. The rally is you also have to manage your bike, your route, your distance, that type of thing. Stage 2, 616 kilometers, fuel range 244 kilometers. There's one last part that you're just going to sit and the wind's going to come in front. If you are going to gun it, you're going to run out of fuel. If you keep it, you'll make it. We did it on the 800 GS and he just made it. He's put more petrol in than his book said his bike can. So
It was really, it was on the point where okay, the last bit I'll push it.
then on stage 3, 545 k's, fuel range 216. There will be on the liaison a vehicle for the last 75 kilometers where we will have to give you a top up. Some bikes will need it, some guys won't need it. I'll have a vehicle there in case because I ran out of fuel on my vehicle when I did the whole route. And I foresee some guys pinning it because I'm not putting a speed or a speed zone on there, or the speed zone will be there, but some guys will gun it, and there's a nice surprise in the last bit of the liaison. Willem sunk a bike, so that's part of it. He will tell you more about it, and most probably in the briefing, just to give you a warning. We don't know at that point whether it will be a lake or not, but we've made we made some provisions if something happens. Because right, so the rally, what is included in the rally? Scrutineering starts on the 29th. Some guys coming from very far has asked, can they book in on the 28th? Yes, you can. The rooms will be available on the 28th, but that will be on your own cost. We are getting a discount. Koekerboom Motel has given us a discount of 2 people in a room for £400. That's pretty fair to me. So anyone booking in on the 28th to do scrutineering early morning on the 29th, we will accommodate that. Scrutineering, according to the SRs, only starts officially at 12 o'clock. From 12 till 4 we'll do scrutineering. Dinner on the 29th is included. Breakfast from the 30th, 6 o'clock, all competitors will have breakfast. Cruise 7 o'clock onwards as everyone pulls away. Crews only have to leave the bivouac at about 11 to get to Crossroads because the first bikes will only be there about 1 o'clock. So there's no rush for the crews to run around. And then, yes, all dinner and breakfast is included for the whole period till the 1st of August. The evening of the 1st of August supper is still included with the prize giving. So whether we have a braai that evening or whether have the full-on dinner that they are giving us, they are catered. The Koekerboom Motel, I don't know if there were guys that were there on the Almageza, but they catered for us very well. Breakfast was full-on bacon, eggs, borschies, the whole works. Dinner, we had proper burgers, steaks, some scalp flakes, and they were the food and salads. The food were proper. They've promised us that they will cater for us properly. So I think for the competitors, we won't be worried about our stomachs. We'll be worried about the routes. Malamoto, as I said, will be on the one side of the bivouac, and we will close them off. But the other guys, well, this is the first Chrono rally. If we help each other, we're going to just have to do it under MSA's eyes, because apparently MSA wants us to do it a specific thing. Because any questions, guys? Right, on what we've done with the bucket list, there's a couple of 4x4 guys that wanted to join the rally. Obviously not ride the rally, but they want to join the event itself. So we've got a couple of 4x4s. The nice thing about the 4x4s is they're going to ride certain parts of the route that is that we view as potentially changeable, that something in the road book could be missed. They're going to ride that in reverse the day before you come through the section. There's a part of the Richtersveld that washed away when I went through in the Richtersveld in December. I was driving in my little Suzuki Jimny 2-wheel drive the whole section through. When I went through there 3 months ago, I had to 4x4 through there because there was no roads, there was nothing. So the idea with the bucket list oaks is to create 3 points for them to go and sleep over, being Honacle Bay, Bushwhack and Kleinpella. They'll go from Honacle Bay, do their own secret route through a section of your route, flatten the place, and let us know if there's any obstacles. Tomorrow you come the right way through, and we know of any issues that should arise in that area a day up front. That also makes it a little bit more medically safe, because everyone's worried about what if I fall myself to bits daar ver in die Kalahari. Well, we've got backup in this way. What the Crono bucket list oak gets, and the bucket list oaks can do it with an adventure bike. So anyone who don't want to do the rally itself, you can actually do it with the adventure bike. We take your gear on a vehicle, so your tent and your luggage, your underwear and stuff will go with our vehicle from town to town, and you can actually ride part of the route that the rally oaks will do just in reverse. We will provide a safe campsite, bride pack in the evening with plenty of wood, your breakfast pack in the morning. You will make your own breakfast. I'll give you 2 eggs and a bacon and a slice of toast, and you make your own breakfast, but the breakfast pack is there. There'll be a backup vehicle to ride with you, and obviously ride a part of the route. There are 3 big spectator points made up for the bucket list oaks, where there's a pipeline which the guys will come through at quite a high speed, zigzag turns and stuff. So we're trying to get the 4x4 oaks to support you guys as well. So that's why there's a bucket list section as well. The play Honacle Bay is the actual caravan camp, caravan park. That is basic. Bushwhack is a very lavish grass tented area to camp. The guys from the bucket list, if they get there early enough, they can even do a little river rafting half day type of thing if they want to. Obviously we will supply quite a bit of beers for the bucket list oaks, and then Kleinpella has made a special camp right on the Orange River with bathroom facilities. So that's where the bucket list oaks will get, and you will get a bucket like that, just because I love that bucket list idea. The bucket is real. I should have brought it with. Anyhow, that's to keep the beers cold. Any questions, guys? Then I just want to obviously know that, or let you guys know, we've got a couple of brand partners that joining us. Platinum Computers in Springbok will supply all internet, Wi-Fi for us there, so we will be able to transmit or WhatsApp or follow each other from the bivouac, because there's absolutely no signal at the Kokerboom Motel, but they'll set up a whole Wi-Fi router internet system for us. We've got KT in Cape Town that will have a Staliki there and a tire change service for us as well. We'll have some Oak Eddy there that offers this service. Apparently that's why we're here tonight. Thanks, Eddy. Leot has offered anyone who enters the Chrono Rally, if you click on the website, there's a little button that says brand partner to give you a 15% discount on any Leot product that you buy. Anything above 2,000 Rand, he'll give you a t-shirt and a cap for free as well. Karoo Roadbook Camp has been supporting us, so we're supporting them for next year. Willem Avenant Racing, Rally Racing, doing our road books and tracking for us. Lemon Blue Designs, Jana doing our t-shirts and stuff. That is coming very soon, and she'll be assisting us as well with design work and the website and keeping us busy. And then my bucket list support us as well. So yeah, guys, and Rock Fox has been supporting me putting this whole thing together, so Mike and Addy has been helping me from the beginning with it as well. So yeah, that's all I've got to say, guys. I hope you've got a thing or two to ask, and if you have got anything to ask, just ask on the group as well, because then more people will be able to get the info, because we post back onto the info group. Deal?
You said sorry.
Yes, sorry.
You said the guys that is doing the bucket list. You said something about they'll do the course in reverse and go and sleep in tents. How does that work?
Okay, bucket list adventure. On the 29th, when we do scrutineering in the Bivouac in Springbok, they will be in Honaclip Bay. They'll sleep over on the 29th on the Friday night in Honaclip Bay. Saturday morning, when we go into Honaclip Bay, they will leave once everyone has left. They will go to the next Crossroads one, which is then Bushwhack. But the road they are driving, they'll do a scenic route for themselves. Then there's one part that I'll be unsure of, which I'm sending them through to give me clarification that that part of the route is secure for tomorrow's route.
Okay.
So they'll go through that route, give us the info tomorrow. You will leave the Bivouac, go to Bushwhack, being Crossroads 1, where the Adventure Oaks are. Then when you leave, they leave to the Klein Pella, but they'll do a section again, which you'll do tomorrow in reverse. So they, night ahead, doing the road that you are doing tomorrow, only a short portion. That's a technical section in that can change, and the changes that can happen there is totally weather related or municipal related, where they come in with a diggy loader and change the bridge, which I've seen happen. That's why I bring them through that area.
Okay, and how technical, you say with the bigger bikes, how technical is it?
Depending on what you ride, but it is doable. On the big bikes, I'd say the 990s, 800s, they'll still be alright. The 1200s, like the GS.
Too big, eh?
Not too big, but it depends. If it was like it was 3 months ago, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy.
So like a 990 up to 890.
Yeah, no, surely. I think, man, if I can put the term out there, there might be parts where the guys will have to help each other, but it's doable. It's not doable. I mean, but it was tough. I can honestly say.
Well, they ended up on day 2 without a break.
The whole road washed away. There was nothing. It was just fine little stones. I don't know what to call it.
Okay.
And you're just all over the show.
What we've done with the bucket list, guys, if the Adventure Oaks wants to the bucket list, I'm trying, I have planned to have a biker like Rudy Nietling to go with the guys as a assistant. I've got 2 guys that is available if I need to have them on bikes with the bucket list Oaks or with the bigger bikes to go with them, to guide them. But if it's not needed, I'm going to make them suffer. But if Rudy is still available, I'm putting him on the bucket list Oaks just to get that bigger bikes out. He'll go with his 990. So if he can go through, he'll take, if you don't want to go through with the bigger bike, he'll take your bike through that section and he'll have to walk a lot. But yeah, I'll
When will the e-road books be shared? And I'm just asking because this friend of mine is coming from America, so he wants to make sure he gets it on, no issues, blah, blah, blah. So is it like 15 minutes before, or is it a day or 2 or 3 before?
Guys, we haven't decided on the factor of handing out road books the night before or on this or half an hour or at breakfast. We haven't made that decision. I wanted to keep that decision to the first night's briefing and make the decision there, because a lot of oaks wants it up front, some oaks don't want it up front. Some oaks wants to use it as training for Dakar, some oaks wants to use it as training for themselves. I don't know, this is the first chrono. I'm going to give the option at the event. So the competitors will make that decision the first night at the Bivouac. Are we getting the road books that evening, or are we getting the following morning with breakfast? The electronic road book, nice thing about it, Willem and his crews will be there. So they'll make sure before the guys leave, that thing is on and ready to go. I mean,
on the GPSs, just note that the Zoomos don't work very well. So E-Trex or what's the other one?
Montana.
the Zumo, it will take you everywhere where the rally is not.
They don't learn.
Because that was the first thing that was
Yeah.
taking me everywhere, and then I'm like, okay, where's the...
Well, we discovered a couple of nice roads in that
I
way.
had to drive back quite far and then wait and like, okay, now here's Sean's coming, okay, I've got to go this way.
Disappoints a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Zumo disappoints in that.
Guys, the best one so far, what we've discovered is the Montanas. They work the best on the GPSs when you ride it and you want to make sure that you are staying on the right track, and it's easiest to share the tracks as well. But in the past, in the Magezas, we've always asked the guys to have a little e-tracks in the backpack to record the route if something, or if there's a disagreement or an argument or something went wrong and your tracker didn't track, then you've got your backup, and we are asking for that as well, so that at least your day is not in vain. I mean, you still rode or thing, you still made mistakes, or you can dispute your mistake, or whatever the situation. That is the best way to do it. Yes, if you have a tumble, your road book's gone and you follow the tracks, at least you've got your backup GPS as well. Yes, sir.
Sê my by die skrotenering van die bikes, hoe tense is dit? Moet jy bike road of jy weer speeltjies hê? Wat se safety goed moet jy
It's
hê?
all in the SRs if you click on the website. Unfortunately, this whole rally runs off the Crono rally website. For you to get on the info group, get onto the notice board, for you to enter, to get on the WhatsApp group, everything has to work through the website, because the website at the end of the day sends you your invoice, it gives you your regulations, your technical regulations, all of that is ready on the website. The minute that you enter and you become a competitor, you get this supplementary regulations. The technical regulations is published on MSA's website already. If you want the supplementary regulations to go through it before the time, it's a click on the website and you will receive it on an email. So, yes, your bike has to be roadworthy. Traffic-wise, I'm not going to say too much. We have got Northern Cape Traffic available. They will run the route with us. They are there to help us. So they will keep an eye on us, but obviously they will be as lenient as we are. If we go and rip the bikes to shreds and take off all our lights and stuff, and for the next day's racing, they're going to flag you. But if you keep to the norm, there won't be a problem. If your bike had a tumble and you've lost a light here and there, we will carry on. There are certain sections where they will have to guide us, do a patrolling with us for the side-by-sides, because they're not full road legal, so they will assist us in that section. I have cleared it with Northern Cape Traffic there as well.
Dat wil sê die bike moet road legal wees, maar die FX, Yamaha FX, kom nie met ligte uit nie.
Hy moet ligte op hê, hy moet 'n flikkerlig en 'n barbrieklig en 'n voorlig hê.
Hy het 'n brieklig en 'n nommerplaat.
Hy het 'n brieklig en 'n nommerplaat en 'n voorlig.
Okay.
Vat jou bicycle te ligte.
En hy moet een speeltjie hê. Of die speeltjie opbly of die reader SRs. Guys, this is the first rally. Something I want to bring up, or what I'm going to bring up a lot. The competitors is going to make this thing work or not. If every competitor is going to bitch and moan about every single thing, this rally is going to fail. If we all work together and make this rally as enjoyable as possible, we're going to make this rally work. The idea with Chrono Rally is pure and simple. This is my life's dream. I want to go as a competitor to Dakar. I can't medically, I'm not allowed to race any longer. So I want to create a Dakar equivalent or a Dakar qualifier in South Africa, going all the way from Cape Town, Namibia, Botswana, all the way to Kenya and back. That's the pipe dream. Chrono Rally this year is a 4-day event. Next, or we're already looking at planning a Baja closer to the end of the year, 2 Bajas in the beginning of next year, a 6-day event next year, and in the Northern Cape, going bigger and bigger. I've got the people behind me to be able to do this. I've got someone from FIN coming down. I don't know if a lot of guys still remember Gillian Dykes. She's fully on board. She wants to see this thing happen. She wants us to become a FIM quality rally, and that's my pipe dream. I want to have at least 3 events a year to make the next big Dakar qualifier. So if the competitors and everybody, our brand partners, work with us, we will make this happen. And that's my dream. So yes, I'm going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. We're going to get negative feedback. We've got to make it positive and make this rally happen. Otherwise, who else is going to build the rally? If this was easy, trust me, anyone would do this. But yeah, I've cut my heart. Yes, we're going to make this happen. I have put everything that I have into this, so I want to make this happen. So yeah, I'm hoping that the first one will be the beginning of a bigger one.
Lekker.
Sê my sorry, ek vra
Yes.
baie vrae.
No.
Wat se equipment met jou op jou baadjie? Hoe gaan julle die spoed trek en weet waar is gee julle die equipment?
Yes.
Dis nie soos op jou Amageda wat jy E-Trix of iets moet by jou hê nie. Hoe gaan julle dit doen?
As far as I'm aware, that is actually a question that Willem Avenant should be answering. I think Willem would give us a better answer on the Chrono group on that. But I know they have got equipment that they give to you when at scrutineering, which you would pack into your vehicle or on yourself, and that will, as when you start, it starts.
Okay.
It tracks you the whole route through, and when you get to Crossroads 2, that time will be taken, but you will still be tracked. The trackers will track you everywhere. Your movement will be checked the whole time, as far as I'm aware. Willem can just confirm that for us on the group itself.
What I can maybe say while we're waiting for Willem is, you said Sarl will be doing the timing, right? You said Sarl will be doing the timing.
As far as I'm aware, Willem is bringing his crew, which is the two. So, that's timing. Yeah, yes. Willem's online. Hello, Willem. Let me see what is. That's timing and speed, and we provide the units for tracking, dust timing and speed and waypoints. So they provide the whole equipment system for the rally. That's why I brought him with, because it's less work for me. But I mean, it will make it easier for the first event to happen accurately. There is another question on on the Chrono info group about can the crew leave the same time that the riders leave and be in time at Crossroads 2? Crew's going to wait a long time for the riders to get on Crossroads 2 if they leave 7 o'clock in the morning. We as organisation will at debriefings tell the crew what's the best times to leave, and then give them extra time to set up some their gazebos and whatever gear they want to do. When will the e-roadbooks be shared? That's been asked. Sorry. Mag ons rook langs die pad? When you stop at Crossroads 1, Crossroads 2, I'll make sure there's a fire extinguisher for you to have a smoke. If you stop in the route to have a smoke, just be off the track, yes, and nowhere where there's grass that can take a light. Does crew require GPS to get to Crossroads? No, it's in 2 or 3 towns. So I'll tell you where in the town it needs to be. My vehicle will be there. In what we've done with Crossroads 2, it's in a closed off yard. So there will be banners, there will be a crew vehicle, and most probably, and the ambulance will also be there, because all riders will be checked by a medical crew before they leave for the liaison back home.
Maybe just touch on racing licenses. They are applicable.
Yes, with only thing excluded on your entry for the rally is your MSA official license. MSA only loads the rally, the Chrono rally a month before it happens. So they've promised me now that they'll do it end of this month, so that some guys can start buying or applying for it for the MSA one event license. It is a one event license because we are MSA affiliated. So it's a couple $100 for the one event, but then you get that insurance and extra added MSA requirements that they give. Anything else? Yes.
It's an MSA event.
Yes.
I know during off-road events when you have your 15-minute fuel stop, are you allowed to work on your bike on your own, or can you have someone else assist you?
The minute that you've gone past the minute you've gone past the hamburger board on the start,
Yeah.
anywhere in a special Crossroads 1 technical section, 2 Crossroads 2, you as rider or fellow competitor may assist each other on your bikes. If you've got a mechanical and someone stops, it's on his own time. Any rider who stops for a medical situation will get his time back. But if you stop because you've got a wire loose and your roadbook doesn't work, that time it's part of your special. Your special ends at Crossroads 2. If you get into Crossroads 1, your fuel stop, and you fill up and you see something wrong and you go past your 15 minutes, that's time in your special. It's time you've lost. So it's part of your special time. If the only thing where you will be penalized is if you leave before your 15 minutes.
So it's not the same as the off-road or endurance?
No.
You'll be penalized?
You'll be penalized if you leave within that 15-minute bracket. Because once you get into that fuel stop, we want you to be calm down, fill your bike without making a mess, preferably eat something, because breakfast was 3 hours ago for the late runners. For the front runners, it's an hour and 15 minutes, you're done. That's 160 Ks, you'll be quick through some of those technical pieces, but yeah, there are speed zones, guys. There's two areas where we are going through a private game reserve, which we've put in a specific speed zone and a part or a connection towards a national park. We've put a speed zone in there. If you go 1 kilometer over that speed zone, you will be penalized. If you go 10 kilometers over that speed zone, you're out of the rally, because this will kill Chrono Rally immediately. Those two areas will be highlighted on that evening's briefing for the next day, where we will say, if you cross more than 10 Ks on those two areas, it will be marked, you will be out of the rally, because that will be a killer. But the rest of the stuff, I've negotiated with traffic to put up some speed cameras if they want to make some money.
And liaisons?
Liaisons, the speed limit on all gravel roads are 100 k's per hour. We have put a speed limit up but it won't be monitored. It will be monitored by traffic in the case of where it comes closer to towns. The rest of the liaison part, you keep to what you think is decent speed, decent liaison speed. But keep in mind, once again, day 3, the last bit is you're gonna run out of fuel if you've done it the whole time, because that's the idea. Everyone can ride fast on a gravel road, but to manage your speed and make the end of that zone, you need to know your bike, you need to know your distance. So gutting it might mean you might be pushing it till where you get to my fuel vehicle.
Just those devices that we will get, if we get them from Willem and Sarel to mount on your bike, you know, the tracking devices, can you just confirm that we don't need to provide power for those devices? It will be battery operated devices.
As far as what I've seen with Willem, it is battery operated and they check it, but we will post a question on that. Fuel at Crossroads 1, there will be, we've arranged for fuel to be there from Coinas, so whatever Coinas's fuel price would be, He's got card facility. If you've got cash with you, I don't know what Coinus' fuel price is. The Coinus fuel depot, he's the one depoting for us. Same with Fuelstrip, he'll adapt the prices to fuel prices, and all places will be able to take petrol cards. Crossroads 2, you will have to fill up at Crossroads 2. You can either get your crew to bring your fuel there from Springbok, which is a little bit cheaper, or you can go to the petrol station and fill up. That is up to you. Some guys, the minor motor oats, if you bring your jerry cans, I'll provide a vehicle to take it to Crossroads 2 for you to fuel up. If you want to fuel up at the fuel station, we support the local community. That's the whole idea. But Port North's prices is a little bit more than what Cape Town or Springbok prices are.
I think they were 24 and something a litre.
Back then,
March.
And they accept a card.
they accept a card. They'll tow up your card any day, yes.
Budget.
Okay, so shall I say thank you very much, guys, for joining us online, and anyone who still want to have it here, you're most welcome. If there's anything you want to ask me personally, Sean personally, you're most welcome. Eddy, baie dankie. Hy het alweer weggehardloop.
Burgers is gereed vir
Die burgers is gereed vir jou, man. I've never done this before, so I'm quite